How's everybody doing? Okay, I just want to critique this left-hand corner of the layout here. And I just want to tell you some of the things I would change if I could or would. I probably won't, but, well, some things I might, but, when we take on a project, and then we build, let's say, over a 2-year period, you're going to look back from where you began and you're going to want to revisit and go, oh, geez, maybe I should have not done that, or but that's just the nature of the hobby as we evolve and grow in our skill set and our just the whole big context of the artistic medium that this wonderful hobby is. When I began this layout, it was just like anybody else, right? Like you get inspired and when I started, I was on a really, really tight budget, and I thought I'm going to use what I have. So I didn't have a lot of options. I had to use what I had on hand, and then I thought, okay, I'm just going to take some little vignettes, like emotional kind of heartfelt memories that I have. I'm just going to sort of blend them into a whimsical kind of approach to the layout. And I'm not going to, throw the cliche, it's my railroad, I can do what I want, or I'm not going to get into a prototypical debate either. But I'm just saying that the whole layout really became a sort of refresh for me because I was, on a long hiatus away from the hobby, and I decided that I wanted a small project that I could work away on and touch all the aspects and subjects of model railroading on a small footprint. And so now I've gotten down to the far end and I'm closing up down there. I'm coming back here and I'm asking myself, what would you do differently down here? Well, what a great question, right? Like I'm probably not going to change too much down here, but I can point out a few things that I may change and that I would change if I redesigned it again. And just to point out that if anybody's going to do a layout like this or whatever, just to add a few more tips, because I would probably do what I'm going to point out to you. Okay, so number one, this bridge facade here. Normally, if I was to, I wonder what the best way for me to do this is here. Let me just wild this stuff, move some of this out of the way, just so I can point this out. Let's pull this building out. If I was to build this bridge facade, I better move this too. Everything pops off. Remember how I mentioned that earlier? If I was designing another 8-foot layout, I wouldn't run this bridge at a right angle to the backdrop. Okay. I would run it like this. On an angle. For a couple of reasons. I don't like running things square to the backdrop, as you can see, with the angle of the, well, I made an exception with that yellow flat. Sorry, everything's sort of disheveled because I've been, messing around here. But like this building in particular, which was a very easy building to build, and it's probably one of the most effective ones, and yet it was the most simple to build, is on a slight angle. I tilted up 3 walls, one deeper on this side, one more shallow on this side, and then put a facing wall on it with a couple of loading bays, right? And then I just cut a template out of cardboard for the roof, measured it right, did a couple dry runs, and then cut it out of plastic and glued it in and slipped it in place. And it's just like this other building facade that I just removed. Anyway, I like everything on an angle. When we're dealing with a narrow shelf like 16 inches or 12, it's really a small, seemingly insignificant application that we often overlook. And we don't view things square to a sort of artificial backdrop in the world, right? Like as our peripheral vision is moving around, we're always seeing things, whether we realize it or not, on an angle. And if you angle the bridge crossing like this, it's more inviting to the viewer, especially from this angle, because when you come in from the corner, it's already directing your eye to flow into the view here, of the diorama, right? It just looks far more appealing and lends to a more powerful composition. Okay, so that's what I would do there. But it is what it is now, and I wanted to cover up these risers here. That was kind of the afterthought behind that. Okay. Come on, girl. Okay, there we are. And then I would probably do a same color backdrop up here. I just blacked this out because it's just the movie theater thing, and you know, that keeps coming up in the back of my mind all the time. But anyway, that's what I would do, right? But it is what it is, and I'm okay with it, you know? Now, the backdrop, there's a lot of negative space here, but I'm not really sure yet what I mean, I was thinking about a backdrop here, but I don't want to fill up all of the space, you know? Like, this is a temptation, you know? Like, I talked about this earlier about track, you know, filling the whole base with track, put the backdrop in, fill in every single opening that you can see with stuff. And, you know, there's something about a negative space like this that allows the eye to rest. Like there's been people that have mentioned, oh, you need to, you know, maybe do something with the backdrop. And I agree, like something can be done, but you can also do it and ruin it, you know? So, you know, you can imagine what might be here, a photograph or a painting, but if you don't pull it off just right, it's a waste. So sometimes it's better to be safe. And when I operate the layout, I don't even notice this. Because my imagination, my subconsciousness, fills in the void, you know. Somebody mentioned that it was brilliant way back in one of the comments. Which I should mention, the comments are brilliant, by the way. Just everybody that brings so much wisdom and creative energy and ideas to the whole channel. I really appreciate all of you for that. But anyway, you see where I'm going with that, right? And but, you know, I would say from here on down, I'm very, very happy with, you know. But, you know, it's the beauty of a small layout like this, and I encourage you to attempt one. That just, you can work on these for years and just get endless satisfaction out of it, you know, really. And then when you want to relax and run a train, your favorite locomotive or your latest car or whatever, you know, there's one for you. You can do that as well. Okay? So I just wanted to leave that with you to stimulate a little thought and help encourage or motivate a little bit. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.